It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me.
Hollywood is no stranger to scandal, but what happens when the drama spills off the screen and into the courtroom? What if the stars we admire the most are suddenly pitted against each other in a battle of allegations, lawsuits, and shattered reputations? This isn't just another celebrity spat. It's a high-profile clash involving Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, and the New York Times, locked in a fight that could redefine how power and accountability collide in Hollywood.
She said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
Were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's, I got snot coming out of my nose.
Yes, we're talking about the same fight that involved Justin Baldoni, beloved for his compassionate public persona, being accused of sexual harassment by none other than Blake Lively herself. In retaliation, Baldoni has now filed a $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times, accusing the paper of misrepresentation.
During another scene, Lively claims Baldoni improvised a kissing scene according to the complaint. Mr. Baldoni discreetly bit and sucked on Ms. Lively's lower lip during a scene in which he improvised numerous kisses on each take.
When Lively expressed her discomfort, the article alleged that Baldoni and his PR team retaliated by planting negative stories about her in the media, labeling her as difficult and unstable.
Justin is suing the New York Times for $250 million. Holy hell, this is insane. I mean, he's gonna have a hard time proving it, right? I mean, we're gonna have to see. No one just sues the New York Times, or do they? I don't.
But Baldoni's lawsuit paints a different picture. In it, he claims that the New York Times selectively quoted texts and emails, stripping them of critical context to make him look like a villain. He argues that the article has caused irreparable harm to his career and personal life, and he's seeking $250 million in damages. On June 2, 2023, Blake Lively began a text exchange with her It Ends With Us director and co-star, Justin Baldoni, who blamed her assistant for not getting her an updated batch of script pages. She didn't realize they were new. Lively wrote, "New pages can always be sent to me as well, please," and signed the message with an X, the universal symbol for a kiss. She followed up with another text shortly thereafter, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." Blake Lively has just dropped a major plot twist in the ongoing drama surrounding her recent activities, as she is officially suing Justin Baldoni for inappropriate behavior and defamation. This lawsuit comes after the public turned against her during the press tour for It Ends With Us. Ever since the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel was announced in 2019, anticipation has been sky-high. With over 20 million copies sold worldwide and the novel becoming a TikTok sensation, fans had immense expectations. However, the announcement of Blake Lively, famous for her role as Serena van der Woodsen in Gossip Girl, being cast as Lily Bloom left many fans skeptical. Their concerns grew after set photos revealed unexpected costume designs for her character. The tension escalated even before filming began, as reports surfaced about conflicts between Blake and Justin Baldoni, who not only directed the film but also starred as Ryle Kincaid. While the exact reasons for their clashes remain unclear, whispers of creative disagreements and a strained dynamic behind the scenes began circulating early on, adding fuel to the already heated controversy surrounding the project. The speculation surrounding Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni only grew stronger when fans noticed that Justin appeared to keep his distance from the rest of the cast during production. Now, with the recent news of Blake's lawsuit, fans are revisiting everything that transpired before and during the press tour with a fresh perspective. Justin has been accused of inappropriate behavior on set and slandering Blake's character throughout the filming process. During production, signs of tension were evident, as Blake and Justin were rarely seen together, even at promotional events, further fueling rumors that all was not well behind the scenes.
Her and made her want to give you over the movie rights. I mean, she had a lot of requests.
Yeah, I don't know if, again, I feel like there was some divine guidance there. I don't think it was the words. I think it was the intention and the why that I wanted to make the movie, and the heart that I try to put in everything that I do. And I think at the end of the day, that speaks maybe more than words do. I think that people can feel the intention. It's like the difference between like your grandmother's food and a restaurant's food, right? There's something that's always different about it, and that's the way that we try to make movies, and it's the way I try to live, and I don't know, maybe Colleen just felt that.
At the New York premiere of It Ends With Us, eagle-eyed fans noticed a glaring absence of group photos featuring the main cast. This fueled speculation further, especially after social media users discovered that several cast members, including Blake Lively, had unfollowed Justin Baldoni on Instagram, a move many considered a significant red flag. As the press tour kicked off, tensions appeared to escalate, and Blake's approach to promoting the movie came under heavy criticism online. Many took issue with how Blake handled the promotional efforts, arguing that she focused more on florals, fashion, and her hair care line rather than addressing the serious issues explored in the story. During one event, she even invited fans to grab their florals to see the movie, a move that left critics and fans questioning the tone and sincerity of the promotion. This added another layer of controversy to an already fraught situation.
With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals.
This particular comment from Blake Lively struck a nerve with many, as it was widely deemed tone-deaf given the film's serious subject matter. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni appeared to take a contrasting approach during the press tour. Baldoni responded, "Copy, eating with the crew, and we'll head that way."
But they were able to present text from Blake Lively herself. I guess they had gotten a new version of the script they hadn't practiced or whatever at this point. And she said, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." And he said, "Copy, eating with the crew, and then heading that way." So at least they can prove in this singular instance she did invite him in.
18 months later, that interaction was depicted in a New York Times bombshell report in a far more sinister light. The Times wrote that Baldoni repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding.
And I think the truth lies in the middle, because Justin is putting out some interesting counter-arguments in this new suit that he's actually suing the New York Times. Now, is he going to win? I don't think so. I think it's an incredibly hard battle to win. But now, with what we've seen Trump do with George Stephanopoulos, who knows anymore where these things are going to...
That discrepancy is one of many highlighted in the scathing $250 million lawsuit filed Tuesday afternoon by Baldoni against the New York Times in Los Angeles Superior Court. Baldoni is among a group of 10 plaintiffs, which also includes publicists Melissa Nathan and Jennifer A.L., who are suing the newspaper for libel and false light invasion of privacy over the article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine." Lively's federal lawsuit, on the other hand, dives deeper into the allegations of harassment. She claims Baldoni's behavior began subtly but escalated over time, leaving her feeling unsafe on set. According to her lawsuit, the retaliation campaign not only damaged her reputation but also caused her severe emotional distress. The 87-page complaint, which also accuses the New York Times of promissory fraud and breach of implied contract, offers a rebuttal to the narrative set forth in the 4,000-word article that has rocked Hollywood and led to WME dropping Baldoni as a client just hours after publication.
Justin also leveled accusations at Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, for being aggressive while defending the Gossip Girl actress. According to the lawsuit obtained by E! News, it reads, quote, "Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, had aggressively berated Baldoni during a meeting at their penthouse in New York, accusing him of fat-shaming Lively, and that the couple's, quote, inappropriate and humiliating berating of him was delivered as other celebrity friends were coming in and out of their penthouse."
And how the worst thing Justin Baldoni's team can come up with is that she was rude and difficult and threatened not to show up at work. You know, if you read the complaint, I think she had very valid reasons why she wouldn't want to show up to work in an environment like that.
Justin's decision to remain silent, coupled with his hiring of a crisis PR team, led fans to speculate that he was intentionally distancing himself from Blake amidst the controversy. 4 months after the release of It Ends With Us, the off-screen drama surrounding its production escalated to a shocking new level. Blake Lively officially filed a legal complaint against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of creating a hostile work environment and engaging in deeply inappropriate behavior on set. The complaint also named Wayfarer Studios, Justin's production company, and its co-o, Jamie Heath, as co-defendants. It alleged a troubling pattern of behavior that affected not only Blake but also the cast and crew, further deepening the controversy surrounding the film's production. According to the legal filing, Justin Baldoni's actions went far beyond typical workplace tensions. Blake Lively alleged that both Justin and Jamie Heath frequently made inappropriate remarks in professional settings, specifically toward female cast and crew members. One of the most damning claims pointed to a meeting held in January, attended by Blake, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and several other production members, where Justin's hostile behavior on set was directly addressed.
Just tell me what it was like also collaborating with Blake.
Oh, she's a creative force. She's a genius. She was involved in every aspect of this production, and everything she touched, she made better.
I mean, it all started with a letter that Colleen received from you.
Yeah.
That message must have been so heartfelt. What do you think was the words that you used that really captivated?
During the meeting, several demands were made to ensure a safer and more respectful work environment. Among these was the requirement for an intimacy coordinator to be present during scenes involving Blake and Justin, stricter guidelines regarding who could be on set during vulnerable moments such as nude scenes, and an agreement that no further inappropriate remarks would be tolerated. Another shocking claim in the filing involved Justin allegedly asking Blake's trainer intrusive and inappropriate questions, further highlighting the uncomfortable environment on set. He focused on the deeper themes of the movie and engaged in discussions about the real and significant topics portrayed in the story. This stark difference in their promotional strategies only added to the ongoing controversy surrounding the film and its production.
What about the why behind it? If a Lily Bloom in real life can sit in this theater and maybe make a different choice for herself than was made for her, maybe she sees herself on that screen and chooses something different for herself, that's why I made it.
However, fans quickly noticed Justin Baldoni's silence regarding the controversies surrounding his co-star, Blake Lively. As Blake faced an overwhelming wave of online hate, Justin refrained from addressing the backlash against her. Instead, reports surfaced that he had hired Melissa Nathan, a high-profile crisis manager known for representing Johnny Depp during his legal battles. This move raised eyebrows, with many questioning why the director of a seemingly straightforward romantic drama needed such a heavy PR strategy. While some individuals stepped forward to defend Blake amid the ongoing smear campaign, Justin's continued silence spoke volumes. His unwillingness to publicly support Blake added fuel to the fire. In fact, one of his comments seemed to exacerbate the situation. He referred to Blake as a creative force who had taken control behind the scenes, a remark that many interpreted as a subtle criticism of the influence she and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, reportedly wielded on set. Blake Lively's legal complaint went further, detailing how Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath allegedly discussed Blake's personal habits and struggles, matters that were irrelevant to the movie, making her and the crew feel deeply uncomfortable. One of the most shocking claims involved Justin asking Blake's trainer intrusive questions, such as how much she weighed. This behavior, combined with the alleged discussions, contributed to an atmosphere that made Blake and others feel uneasy on set. The complaint also accused Justin and his team of orchestrating a coordinated smear campaign aimed at damaging Blake's public image. According to Blake's legal team, Justin allegedly hired a crisis manager to lead an online campaign using moles to plant and amplify negative stories about her. This strategy was said to fuel the many controversial narratives about Blake during the movie's press tour. The posts, while appearing organic, were reportedly part of a sophisticated, coordinated, and well-financed effort to protect Justin's reputation at the expense of Blake's. In fact, Blake's behavior during the promotion seemed to stem more from her contractual obligations rather than personal choice, adding another layer of complexity to the already tense situation. Fans pointed out that Blake Lively seemed unable to address the movie's real issues during the promotional campaign. Instead, she was encouraged to maintain a lighthearted tone while promoting the film, in stark contrast to the serious themes portrayed. As the press tour progressed, many suspected that it wasn't until Justin Baldoni saw the public reception that he decided to go rogue. His Puerto Rico team allegedly pushed for a more authentic approach, which resulted in Justin being portrayed as the only serious member of the cast. This shift led fans to believe that there was an elaborate effort to smear Blake's name in the media, with one fan commenting that they felt manipulated into blaming Blake, while the real responsibility likely lay with the entire team of studio executives and producers. The fan expressed disdain for Justin's actions, stating, "Justin is a gross man for going rogue at the expense of Blake's reputation." They also noted that Blake's behavior during the promotional campaign now made more sense, adding, "I feel terrible she went through that, it's horrible."
This alleged smear campaign caused what Blake described as substantial harm to both her personal and professional life. Her team claimed that Justin's camp actively worked to slander her credibility, all while raising his own profile, which made it even more difficult for Blake to navigate the media landscape during the film's release. Since the lawsuit was filed, Justin Baldoni's legal team has denied the allegations, with his lawyer, Brian Fredman, calling the accusations shameful and entirely fabricated. This denial comes amid the ongoing legal battle, which has intensified public scrutiny surrounding the behind-the-scenes tensions on the set of It Ends With Us. Despite the legal rebuttal, the controversy has continued to capture the attention of fans and media alike. further complicating the dynamics between the cast, crew, and their respective public images. Fredman also claimed that Blake made numerous demands during the film's production, including threats to derail the project unless her conditions were met. Justin's team argued that the hiring of a crisis manager wasn't intended to smear Blake, but rather to protect the film from what they described as her alleged disruptions. However, the tide of public opinion seems to have sharply shifted in Blake's favor. Several prominent figures, including her Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars America Ferrera, Amber Tamlin, and Alexis Boleto, released a joint statement in support of Blake. They expressed their disappointment, stating, "Throughout the filming of It Ends With Us, we saw her summon the courage to ask for a safe workplace for herself and colleagues. We are appalled to read the evidence of a premeditated and vindictive effort that ensued to discredit her voice." Colleen Hoover, the author of It Ends With Us, also expressed her support for Blake, describing her as honest, kind, supportive, and patient. Colleen's backing added significant weight to Blake's claims, as she had been deeply involved in the project from its inception. Even members of the film's production team and cast have come forward to side with Blake after she took a brave stand. Brandon Scanar, who had already defended her during the film's press tour, has since reinforced his support for her, calling her a respected professional. Fans are now speculating that Blake might have kept silent regarding all that has happened until now, as her legal team was gathering the necessary evidence to expose Justin, something that seems to have worked incredibly well. This complex situation seems to reflect both a clash of personal interests and the challenge of balancing corporate pressure with a genuine desire to promote the film in a meaningful way. This situation definitely reveals a lot of complexity with multiple perspectives at play. The dynamics between Blake, Justin, and the media, especially the way Blake's public image was targeted, add layers of intrigue. It seems like a strategic effort from Justin's PR team to shift the narrative in his favor, but it unintentionally cast Blake in a negative light, and much of that negativity was amplified by social media and the media's focus on it. You're right that the internet's divided opinions show just how nuanced and polarizing these types of situations can be. People may interpret Justin's actions differently. Some might see them as strategic or genuine, while others might view them as manipulative.